obviously, welcome back. Where
Thank
you
you.
been? What you been up to? We missed you.
You know, I've been in Miami, big booty Latinas. That's what I've been up to. Now, of course, man. Yeah, so good to be back. To be honest, like fuck, we give it for granted, but that's what we signed up for, and we love it. At least I do, and I missed it dearly. So it's good to be back, and yeah, man. I mean, after my last fight, I felt I had to take a little bit of time. So then I changed the gym. Then ended up, I found ATT, loved it, started training, and then, started getting ready for another fight, and then got injured. So then, a bit of time off, changing gym, looking for a different place to train and everything, and then I got injured, and this took me basically like almost a year, basically, because 3 months was I thought I could recover with PT and all. But then I actually made it worse, and then ended up getting surgery on June. And shoot, like it's been 9 months since, and so this injury took basically a year. And so yeah, I mean, I think I got injured in March, and I'm coming back now.
If
So
you could,
that's what it's been.
sorry about that. If you could disclose, what did we injure, or what did you have?
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do?
I mean, I guess a lot of people don't. Yeah, I mean, I smashed my shoulder, man. My shoulder came out, fucking destroyed my rotator cuff and labrum a bit. Even my bicep was heavy surgery. I mean, it was a very. It wasn't that. Yeah, I mean, listen, whatever. Without getting into much details, it was a lot of tendons gone and fucked up. So, it's tendons takes a while. So.
Well, that just proves how tough you are and why you're still a top 10 ranked guy.
Thank
Can
you.
we?
Yeah.
Can we? Yes, sir. Can we go back, please, to what it was that, or maybe it was a group of things that made you think, you know what? Maybe not Vegas anymore. I need to do something
Oh
else. I need
yeah.
to change it up.
Many things, man. Many things. It's just. I mean, listen. I actually love Vegas, but it's to live not too much. So that, and then the gym, wasn't fuck. It's sometimes you click, sometimes you don't. I felt like I wasn't really like. I was a bit on my own in a sense. I had coaches, but as team, I really didn't have. I didn't have a team. I had coaches, but I didn't have a team. And you need sparring partners. You need people that care for you. You need people that you can trust. You can't get into the gym and always bring your A game, or like looking around, like, and just you can see people trying. You're a name obviously in it, like, so. Like you always have to like have a chip on your shoulder kind of thing. And yeah, and not really structures. So yeah, definitely, didn't. It was so. I was 6 7 years in California. So the next obvious option was Vegas, because I'm like, all right, the PI and everything. PI was great, but that is not enough at the end of the day. It's just a structure. So yeah, so it was the next best option, I guess. But then it didn't work out.
Yes, sir. With you coming back to Vegas for this fight,
Yeah.
5 rounds, main event, a guy who you have some history before. Is this a little bit of a homecoming? Some things feel the same, but we could see a different you.
Well, it's a two-sided question, isn't it? Like, so, home in a sense, home. Yeah, yeah. Listen, when I was here, I go to house, so I go back to my house. It's good. I feel home. I was here. It feels good. Feels good. And then that was the question.
It's a little bit of a homecoming, we'll say, but it's still a different guy. It's a new version.
Oh,
of him.
different guy. Different guy. Actually, oh yeah. Well, I mean, different guy. I fought him already. So yes and no is like it is what it is. I came back Vegas. I know Vegas well. So yeah, I guess it's kind of home, but it's not home. I have one home, and home is back in Italy. The rest is I can click with a place and or not, but home is one place. Right here is one place. It's Italia.
Absolutely right. With the almost 2 years away, we got to talk to some of the other fighters today, and there's still that drive, that passion. the time away, did that restart that fire? Did you find that love, that passion to get back in the wins?
Yeah,
Go to the
yeah.
title shot?
Definitely. Listen, I love the game, but more than everything, I'm much more calm, man. If angry Vettori was a problem, now you see calm Vettori, what it is. So, yeah, I'm much more. I had to stop to realize a lot of things, and so, I think even this injury came for a reason. So it's good. Took my time, observed from outside a little bit, and now I'm back. So it's good.
Great to have you back, and congrats on that growth, that maturity.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Last time around, it was 3 rounds. Now we got 5. What can we expect? What are these keys to victory for Marvin to get his hand raised?
Yeah. Listen, I think I'm a guy that grows through a round, so it's a lot of times 4th and 5th I find a second win. So I like 5 rounds. It's a bit heavy, but it's good. I love it. I always find it in myself, and I know I can push like more than others, especially in those later rounds. So it's gonna be good.
I appreciate it, and can't wait to see you on Saturday.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
First of all, Roman was here. I was speaking with him, and he said that he's not the same Dolidze as he was 2 years ago in the terms of fighting. So if we're speaking about you, are you the same Marvin Vettori as it was 2 years ago fighting with Dolidze?
No, completely different guy, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, listen, I would hope that he's not the same, and I would say the same thing in it. Like he's like, no fighter's gonna come here and tell you that they're gonna be the same. So yeah, it's kind of an obvious question, but I changed him because I felt I had to do something different, and so yeah, no, I'm not definitely I'm not the same. I found a home at ATT, even though it's not long, and I'm happy that I'm representing them for the first time this time around. But I've been there for a while, and it's amazing, to be honest. It's a lot of growth has been going on, I think. But I'm gonna show it. It's talk is talk at the end of the day.
Roman every time says that he's pretty sure that he won that fight.
Yeah.
So what can you respond?
He just needs to learn how to count, I guess. Just go back and look at the significant strikes. It's where, what, like it was one action every round. Maybe it was that. Will that give you a round? It's okay. We'll settle it again Saturday. So it is what it is.
And the last one from me. He has only one 5-round event, and for you it will be 6, I guess, this Saturday.
And I went the whole 5 rounds most of the time, I guess, or maybe all of them.
Not all the times. Not all the times, but it will be your advantage. How do you think?
Definitely. Listen, definitely, yeah. He's not like his strength are definitely not like the gas tanks, We all know that. But yeah, listen, in a fight, it's anything can happen, and I'll be ready. Prego.
Marvin, there's been a lot of changes in your division since you last competed. New champion with DDP, and you have new contenders like Nazardir Imuav and Caio Baralho. What's your assessment of the division right now, and where do you think you fit in it?
Yeah, it's deep, man. Division, we raised the bar. And, they raised the bar for now, but I'll come in soon. But, yeah. No, it's good. It's been good. I think it's tough. Like, there's a lot of good fighters. And, yeah, listen, it starts with Saturday. My comeback starts with Saturday, and I'm gonna show I'm gonna be a contender and get that title, because
nice.
that's where my head is.
Yeah, and you spoke about angry Vettori and calm Vettori. Just want to talk a little bit about Brandon Allen. Obviously, you were supposed to fight him last year. That injury happened, and before that, you've never withdrawn from a fight, not even in your amateur career, and it was a big injury that needed surgery. Is that a fight that you still want? Is there unfinished business there? Because you guys have still traded jabs online. Obviously, there was that incident last August in Florida. Is that a fight that you still want?
Maybe now he's like. It's not even that relevant. No, to be honest, he was going up, and I knew it wasn't going to go past the top 5. So I was kind of wanted to be smart a little bit, where let me get it. He has a bit of hype. He's coming from 5-6 wins, and I want to be the one that give him a loss, But now he's got 2 losses. he was trying to look over me, and look what happened. At the end of the day, listen, depends. Depends. If I want another easier, not easy, but like easier fight, maybe. If not, if I want to really get into like with the big boys up there, then I'll easily skip him. Listen, I don't even like what happened outside. It's at the end of the day, it's two different things to me. Because what happens in the street or whatever, it's not fighting. It's different. Like it's not part of like this game. But just know, like if you want to bring it there, I'll come there too. So I don't care, man. It's too much. To be honest, it's almost waste breath to me talking about him.
Yeah, and also like you've been very active throughout your career, and this was a 2-year layoff. Mentally, was it good being away a little bit, just getting that mental reset away from the sport?
Definitely. Yeah, it was definitely good, and yeah, man, it's been good, and that's where a lot of like the adjustments, and you think you're doing adjustment even though you never stop and you keep going, but that's when like the thinking and everything else like comes into place, when you have to sit and stay with what you have, and sometimes full health on your body you don't have, so you have to figure something else out.
Yeah, and just one last one from me. Just speaking about the top of the division, DDP and Hamzat Chimaev, it looks like they're going to be competing for the middleweight title. How do you see that matchup going?
I think DDP, man, comes as listen, both great fighters, but I think it's a bit obvious what Kams is gonna do in it. So I don't know. Listen. At the end of the day, that we were saying the DDP durability was questioned a lot before, and then he comes out. He had it, so maybe just adjustments. I don't know. But if you ask me who I would put money on now, the way it is, then I would put it on DDP. That's for sure.
Welcome back and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much, brother.
Hello. I know your division is very tough, but however, you have been very well noticed, even though if you take a break. I remember seeing you training with Julian Chua in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's my friend, man. He's a very good friend of mine. He's my brother. I miss him a lot, to be honest. Listen, when I was in Cali, it's crazy because Cali was home for me, but for a long time, I wasn't getting the right MMA training, to the point that I was almost going 3 times a week at a brick house with Julian. Julian was pretty much my head coach, being a boxing coach, because he got a great mind. He got a great mind for fighting, but he's a boxing coach, like strictly a boxing coach. So then I got too much into boxing, and some things I don't feel like they really transfer. But yeah, man, I mean, we had a good run, man. It was great. He believed in me, I believed in him, and it was amazing.
Yeah. How you prepare yourself for this fight? How was the camp in the past months? And when you think we will see you fighting for the title?
Yeah, listen. I mean, I was at ATT, did my whole camp over there, and ATT just one thing you don't have to look for is coaches. They got everything. It's very structured, so you have all the tools. Like you have all the tools, and you just the only problem might be that you have too much, and you have to be able to filter it out and just schedule yourself properly, because otherwise maybe you do too much. But yeah, so no, I was able to, and I got my coaches. Even Steve is here. He's been, we worked a lot together, and yeah, listen, it's been great. And then for the title, when the balls start rolling and I keep winning, things happen very fast, I believe. So, and especially also when it's your moment to make it happen, and I believe it is now. So it'll all start with Saturday, and that's it.
And one last question. It surprised you the Ancalaya winning to Pereira. It was a surprise for you, and also it surprised at all for you the new UFC pound for pound rankings.
What are the new pound for pound rankings? I haven't checked.
Like in general, the P and P rankings in general. Like, is a surprise for you what it is right now, or not really?
Pound for pound, it's always a bit. Pound for pound is always, it's always hypothetically, right? Hypothetical, right? Like it's pound for pound. It's talks, you know. Like it's not really because most likely, if it was real pound for pound, the heavyweights would always be the best, you know. Normally,
True.
right? But so I don't really know about the pound for pound, but I mean, Islam's has been very dominant and all. Like it's, I don't know, you know. But Ankalaev, I trained with him, and I knew it could have shut off a lot of Pereira's game, and so I think it deserved the win. You know, two great fighters, and no, I wasn't too surprised if that's the question. Yeah.
So you were expecting that?
Yeah, especially I trained with Ankalaev, but I didn't train with Pereira. Yeah. Listen, with Pereira, it's always hard to predict any fight. He can shut your lights off anytime. So, but yeah, I guess.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, looking off that, it looks like Ankalaev wasn't ranked before, and now he's up at number 6, and Pereira's dropped to 8th in the pound for pound listings or whatever. Just going off, you know, no fighter, especially that's been in the fight game as long as you, is 100% all the time. You know, injuries are going to start nag. But when you mentioned the shoulder, how serious was it? Was it the kind of injury where you had to think, am I going to be able to fight again? Were you ever worried?
There was times where I was like, fuck, you know, is it going to be back to normal? Because it takes so fucking long. Like it's, that shoulder, man, it's every angle, like it's, how can I explain? It's like every angle you have to train, because otherwise, like, you'll be good here, but out here it's weak. And yeah, it's no, I had times where, like, you know, I'm pretty stubborn, man, but they you know, I'm able to get after it. But I had moments where I'm like, fuck, you know, is it gonna be back to normal, or I'll have to like compensate, figure some other way to fight or something? And sure enough, you know, like people around you and doctors and stuff to tell you, no, eventually, you know, you'll see it, like you see it all the time where people get injured and they come back. So I was always trying to be positive, you know.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's got to be frustrating, especially with the time off, and then adding that to the point that you took a different gym, going to the different gym, working with the different people there. I'm sure they've been through a lot of injuries as well. Did they help build you back up as well and give you the confidence? And were they able to kind of work to help build your shoulder and your mobility back up?
Oh, yeah, everybody's been great, man. Everybody's been great. Everybody's been amazing, bro. Like I loved it. I loved every second there at ATT.
And as for the shoulder for this Saturday, I mean, it feels as good as it's going to be, as close to 100 as it can get at this point, right?
Yeah, 100%. No, it's good. It's good to go.
You know, and one of the things that Dolidze was in here saying, he was like, when I look back at that fight, how he remembers it is that you did a lot of running, and that if you run this one, he's gonna hunt you down. How do you remember that fight? Do you feel like that you were doing a lot of running in that fight?
I don't remember me backing off of any exchange, to be honest. No, that doesn't even mean me being smart, to be honest, because fighting is not just, you know, it's not just about like being there and throwing at each other whatever that you can throw. So that is not even a good point in a sense, because if I'm running, it's your job to cut me off the right way and not make me run eventually. But I actually don't recall that at all. Like I'm laughing at him, and I'm like, if he lands, I'll land back, and I'm like, he tries to corner me. He maybe he cornered me for a moment on the cage, but I never shied back from any exchange. I mean, did you watch the fight?
Yeah.
Did it look like I was backing off of his exchanges?
No, it looked like you were doing normal movements off to the side, but
Yeah, not at all, I think, because I was like ducking and moving and trying to land back. So it is what it is, you know, like it's okay. At the end of the day, obviously he's going to bring his arguments, and I understand him.
have you seen? I know you said that you agreed that he's probably evolved, but have you watched any of his recent late ones, and do you feel that there's been any real change with him? He said that he's worked on his mindset, his anger, his aggression in the cage to kind of be more patient. Have you seen that in his recent ones, and do you think that's going to change anything going into this fight?
I don't think so, but who knows? At the end of the day, well, I mean, the fight with Holland was kind of like you cannot make much out of it.
Yeah.
And the fight with Smith, I don't know. To me, it wasn't the best performance, but.
And we know what we're going to get from you, especially with cardio and things of that. And do you think that he's done the work in his cardio to kind of be able to match with you in 5 rounds?
I don't know.
Awesome. Well, I guess last thing, this particular fight, I mean, do you see this as pretty much just holding into your position in the top 10, or do you think a win over him can kind of move you up in the ranks, or is this just sort of holding spot, you think?
I just see it as like me getting back. The rest is extra, isn't it? So that's what I see it as. It's like me getting back and feeling good and putting all the pieces together. It's been a while, enjoying it. The rest is extra. We'll see. You guys make the rest up. You guys, if you guys talk a lot, they're going to bump me up a few spots. If not, it's okay.
You mentioned that. Just wanted to get back in there. We've seen people, you've had to deal with some injuries and changing camp, but people always talk about ring rust, the speed of the game once they get back to it. Do you feel there's going to be any of that in that initial moments? And, will you feel any maybe nervousness on that walk out just because it's been a little bit since you've done that walk?
I don't think so. Even for my last layoff when I came back, I felt amazing because you're just happy to be back. You're just happy to you're just happy to be back doing what you like, what you love. So I don't think so.
Awesome. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Marvin, on this side. It's Italian food better on the East Coast?
Oh yeah, it's better. Yes. I'd say so. Yeah. East Coast got better food.
And with all this, it's obviously the UFC has been going to Paris and London, and now there's talk about Spain. What do you think you should do, or other Italian fighters do, like to put Italy back? Because Dana mentioned a couple of times that they were planning to go to Italy to do an event there. So what do you think you need to do to push that to
well, at this point, I need to become the champion to bring the UFC to Italy, which these are my two coming in. I think I said it after my first fight. Those are my two dreams, becoming champion and bring the UFC to Italy. So I think at this point is that,
If Spain happens first, do you think Italian fans would love to go to see you there?
Oh, yeah, I think so, yeah. If they put me in that car, for sure they'll love it, yeah.
Thanks, Marvin.
Thank you.
Speaking about UFC in Italy, which city do you want? The north, Milano or Torino, Rome, or something in the south?
I probably Milan, because Milano is kind of like a second home a little bit, because even when I started training, when I was like 16 to 19, I was going back and forth to Milan, and Milan is always, it's closer to me. It's like, but Rome is like always also be amazing, because it's so much history, Jesus, like Colosseum and all. It's like just you feel like a real gladiator in there, like in the place where everything happened back in the day. So don't matter, to be honest. It's what?
Naples, Napoli.
No, Naples. I wouldn't relate too much to Naples because of where I come from, But listen, anywhere in Italy, I would love it. But if I had to pick, I wouldn't pick. It'd be between Milan and Rome, yeah. Thank you, guys.